This morning we have an appointment at the Children's Variety Heart Center. 4 weeks ago, Hannah, well, first of all, she was born with a flow murmur and it never really manifested itself into anything. But 4 weeks ago, she started to get quite sick, and we ended up in Children's Emergency, and they then referred us over here, and they did an echocardiogram and found a hole. And now they're doing some further tests to be sure that, to find out if in fact the hole needs to be repaired, and if there are any more problems that we need to know about. We're terrified for Hannah.
One day I was coming out of the car to go to school, and I just didn't feel good for some reason. I just had to hold like here. I have no idea why. And then I got back into the car, drove home, and I had to stay home for that day. And then whenever I actually had this heart problem, it would start to like hurt and I would start to cry. But now it's gotten better actually. It says it didn't hurt that much anymore, and it doesn't happen, I mean, that much anymore. So I'm glad that it doesn't, because it sort of wrecks my day. This is one of the places where I dropped out my ladybug jar.
You know what, Hannah? I'd like to keep one of these and continue to do your good work, okay?
Thank you.
You have made a difference in my life. You have. I'm inspired that a 7-year-old, 8-year-old
Yes.
has inspired me. And on behalf of us, we have collected this for
Goodness.
you. We just thought it's fitting.
Oh my gosh, a bag and a jar, wow.
Yes. And
Would you like to keep the jar?
And we're going to keep this because we'll continue to do this on your behalf.
Do you remember bringing this in at Christmas time? And what was in it? It was your allowance. You had brought your allowance in here, and we used it to help look after the poor people. And then, you know what? We have money in here again. And do you know who gave that money? The homeless people. They gave their own money so that we can help look after them. This is so cool. Thank you, Hannah.
When I saw Hannah and what she did, it warmed my heart. It means a lot to me to see her taking such a liking to this place, the people in this place.
It's something that you can't put in money-wise. It's so much from the heart that she's sharing. And it's really beautiful that to see the next generation doing this and knowing that it's not for her credit or for money or for anything like that. It's coming from her heart.
Be interested to find out where the world would be if we had more people like her.
Hannah is so unusual. I look at my kids, I love my kids, and my kids are great. But when they were 8 years old, they were not advocating for the homeless. But what she does do is she inspires me and she motivates me to do the best job I can day in and day out, so that I'm true to her convictions, her passion, that people are helped to the full extent that we can possibly help them.
Thank you for letting me come and speak to you about something I care very much about, people without a home, homeless people. Can you even imagine?
It's amazing how it spills over into your thoughts, and it was interesting because one weekend when it was so very cold out, I was thinking, and I happened to be driving in my car and thinking how lucky I was to be in a warm car. But then I thought of Hannah, and I thought, you know what? I wonder if I would even have really thought about that had I not listened to Hannah.
Over the past 2 years, I've learned a lot about homelessness. I've also learned that if you are worried about something and you do something to help the problem, you won't worry so much.
How inspiring that this young girl who's 7 could have that kind of influence on adults, on young people alike. So I think that I think I have to call her very inspiring.
She's just normal. Like, she plays pretend, she watches TV, she comes, dances in my room, like, just normal.
The bugs me? Well, she sings a lot, which is great. But, you know, occasionally I have work to do and she sings pretty loud. She's a great singer though, actually, it's hilarious. She's a really good singer, so occasionally that bothers me though. It's not a big deal.
I love drawing. I love bugs, but except for spiders. I like school because you get to learn stuff, and sometimes you learn them in really, really neat ways, like going on a field trip or staying here doing an experiment or projects.
She is so busy. She loves her horses. She English rides, and she loves to go to the barns. Just so regular. She's just so busy. She can't do a forward roll. It drives her absolutely crazy that she can't do a somersault. So don't ask her about that.
Actually, that's a great little story because she was asked by someone if she was afraid of speaking in public and talking to all these people, and she, you know, just looked up and smiled and said, you know, I'm not afraid of speaking to people, and I'm not afraid of doing speeches. She said, but I am afraid of doing a forward roll. And I think that puts all of this into perspective.
My message is that you can help these people. If you're big, if you're small, even if you're from a different country, you can help them. You can make a difference. That's my message.
I don't worry so much anymore because I know I can help, and so can you. This year, I plan to teach as many people as possible about the needs of homeless people and ask for their help. Together we can help. We all have so much. We just need to share.
3 years ago, I think I have to say also, I can certainly say, we never thought about homelessness. We never thought about the weather. We never thought, somehow we thought it was taken care of. We just never thought about it. And once, you know, and Hannah's forced us to think about it.
I was in Toronto the other day, and it was cold outside, and we passed a number of people who were homeless and who were asking for help. And I used to walk by them, and I don't anymore. I stopped for each one. And my daughter taught me that.
Maybe all my dreams are quite naive. Maybe I'm a fool because I try. Like a child I keep on hoping and believe there will be a ladybug in flight. So I keep walking on with a vision and this song as the goodness in this world drifts out of sight. But I keep my smile, everything will be alright once my lucky ladybug takes flight. Once my lucky ladybug takes flight.